I talk, you listen, or you turn the channel. Either way, I'm still going to talk. Welcome to another week of Unfiltered. I'm going to start tonight by mentioning the obituary for Kate Phillips was in the Sentinel this week. And she did a lot of things on top of just, we talked about her last week, I believe, the week before. She's the woman that wrote The Blob and she appeared in more than 50 Hollywood movies back in the 20s and 30s. In her obituary, it said her husband she met when she had joined the Red Cross and he was serving in the Army Air Corps. He had also had a successful career as a big band singer in the 30s. His name was Howard Phillips. After the war was over, the both of them became a writing team and they wrote for radio and television and they relocated to California. They actually wrote for, I know a lot of you young guys won't know what I'm talking about, but the older folks, they wrote for Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, Dr. Kildare, and Peyton Place. And these were huge, huge shows. And that says that's just to name a few. They also co-wrote The Blob, in which Steve McQueen had his first acting role back in 1957. Mrs. Phillips taught school. It doesn't say in here. I know she did. She taught at, I believe, Peterborough School, Dublin School, and she also taught at Keene State College some film courses in the 80s. But it doesn't say where she was. Celebration of her life will be held on July 19th on her 95th birthday and will be announced at a later date. And in lieu of flowers, contributions can be made in her memory to Keene State College Film Department in care of Larry Benquist, or Benequist. So, definitely, that's, I mean, she was a slice of Hollywood history right here from Keene, New Hampshire. Another thing I saw, and I knew I just had to talk about this week, Albert Hoffman, the father of the mind-altering drug LSD, he died in Switzerland this week. He was 102. Yeah. Yeah, apparently, you know, LSD can't be that bad for you. If the dude that invented it lived to be 102. He became the first human guinea pig of the drug when a tiny amount of the substance seeped onto his finger during a laboratory experiment in 1943. Said he had to leave work for home because he suddenly was hit by a feeling of unease and mild dizziness. He subsequently wrote in a memo to company bosses. He said, "Everything I saw was distorted as in a warped mirror." He said, describing his bicycle ride home, "I had the impression I was rooted to the spot, but my assistant told me we were actually going very fast." Upon reaching home, Hoffman began experiencing what he called wonderful visions. 3 days later, Hoffman experimented with a larger dose. The result was the world's first scientifically documented bad trip. And of course, he probably had all his buddies that did nothing but mess with him and stuff. You'll feel like you're in a box. Because his friends probably didn't know he was having a bad trip. Says he was filled with an overwhelming fear that he would go crazy. He was transported to a different world, a different time. Hoffman and his scientific colleagues hoped that LSD would make an important contribution to psychiatric research. And in 1966, the U.S. government banned LSD and all tests and experiments involving it. So, but he had worked at Sandoz Pharmaceuticals firm in Switzerland, and that was how he accidentally got exposed. But 102 years old, probably lived a fantastic life. All right, what else? Let me go on to what's coming up. Because tomorrow at 10 o'clock, between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. at the National Grange parking lot, is the Safety Day and Law Enforcement Expo. And I'll be there with a camera. Going to get some footage to air some clips on the show. It's hosted by Keene Montessori School and Keene Police Officers Association. There'll be demonstrations of police canine units, New Hampshire State Police Bomb Squad's bomb diffusing robot, and that should be really cool. There'll be child safety seat checkpoint, child fingerprinting. New Hampshire Liquor Enforcement will be there with their fatal vision goggles to show you what it's like to drive drunk. And an 18-wheeler tractor-trailer blind spot demonstration, which is real informative. There'll also be a safety-oriented scavenger hunt for the kids, a bicycle rodeo, and safety clinic. And it's springtime. And along with all this that is focusing on kids and bicycles and the law enforcement and stuff, there's also, as automobile drivers, be aware, school will be out soon. Kids will be not in school all day. They'll be running out from between parked cars, riding their bicycles in the streets, throwing rocks at windows, everything else. So be careful when you drive. More bicycles will be out. More motorcycles will be out. And we still haven't passed a motorcycle helmet law, so be extra careful driving. These motorcyclists die very easy when they hit the ground without helmets. The smart ones wear helmets even though there's not a law. So tomorrow, Law Enforcement Expo and Safety Day, National Grange parking lot, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Our upcoming live audience show, May 29th, right here in the big room. I do have the tickets ready. As a matter of fact, Andrea has some. So any of you that work at the Grange or know people that work at the Grange, you can get your tickets through them. Rob Kays has some, headed out the high school way. Any of you high school kids want tickets, see Rob. I left some tickets at Gino's Bar and Grill with Mary. So if you're up in that area, stop in at Gino's and talk to Mary and she'll get you hooked up with a ticket. I also have 12 left. Inner Circle tickets. They'll get you front row seats and something. I haven't figured out what else you're going to get, but you'll be in for some special treatment as an Inner Circle ticket holder. The only way to get those is to contact me by email or get in touch with me personally for the Inner Circle tickets. All right. Oh, the email. I didn't pull the email down either. I don't know if it's working tonight or not, but it's headforlaughs@hotmail.com. Anyway. All right. I'm going to change cameras again, Bruce, because we're getting ready to go into crew call, because I see it fast approaching the 10 after mark, and I want to save something for later. Regular crew tonight. Camera 1, we have Rob. Back in school this week. With the big flourish he gets now. Doo-doo. On camera 3, we've got Greg. Greg's adding a little flourish, too. He can't be outdone. With the drum roll and the big flourish in the booth, it's Bruce and Andrea.
How's it going out there, right? Ta-da. Good
That
evening
was the
out there.
one. You guys are like, shouldn't you be home in bed?
Yeah, we're
Because,
stressing. I'm stressing because we're going to be getting on the road here in just a few hours to head down to Virginia.
oh,
We're
yes.
leaving about 2 a.m., doing a road trip. Andrea's youngest son is getting married on Saturday, so we have to be down there for it.
Very
Yeah.
cool. And Andrea is gone for the week.
Andrea will be gone for the week. I get to hang out all by myself, make sure I get my butt out of bed on time for work instead of having her come down and give me my coffee in the morning.
Yeah,
I'm actually
and
going to
yeah,
have to get myself up. That
you're only
sucks.
staying the weekend, but she's staying the week.
Yes,
So you'll be back for next week's show,
I'll
and
be coming back
unfortunately,
Sunday.
you'll have to screw things up all by yourself in there next week, huh?
Yeah, I get to run things in here all by myself. And remember to turn on the DVD recorder and
Yeah.
all the good stuff so everything works correctly. So
Well, we had a few little things this week that we managed to get figured out technically,
yeah, a
and
couple of little glitches,
all by
a couple
ourselves.
bad cables and things like that. Cameras didn't want to work right, but we're getting better at this gig, so we're able to handle some of this stuff on our own without calling Lee and looking like dumbasses.
And that's nice. He's had his hands full with the whole Nexus
The Nexus
hard
crashed on
drive
him this past
crashing, and
week, and he's got the town hall meeting going on right now while we're doing our show. So
yeah,
he's got a full plate.
yes,
Full
he
quite a
does.
bit. But
But he seems to enjoy it.
absolutely, he lives for this stuff. He's having a blast.
Yes,
As long as the funds keep coming.
right.
But pretty wild week this past week. They had Talladega. So I'm going to turn it over to Andrea and let you know what happened.
All right.
Yeah, Talladega was great. It was awesome as usual, and it was well, I guess probably because it had a lot of crash in it. It was great. The nationwide race on Saturday had one of the most horrendous crashes I'd ever seen. It took out 16 cars, but actually Tony Stewart ended up winning that one, so that was really a good race for him. But then the Cup race on Sunday, it was kind of uneventful for a little bit, and then all of a sudden they started having yellow flags and one yellow flag after another. But they had a crash well into the race, probably pretty close to the end. I want to say it was about 8 or 10 cars involved in that, but nothing real serious. Um, but there's not a whole lot going on. I think right now with the new cars that they have, they've kind of put a squash to a lot of the cheating that was happening before. So we're not seeing the same number of penalties come down every week. It's a little, they've mellowed out a little bit. They're trying to figure out how best to cheat and get away with it, and they haven't figured it out yet. Uh, Anyways, the race results for Sunday's Cup race, Kyle Busch, a little skunk, doggone him, he can drive, but he had to win the race. And then Juan Montoya took second, which was a really excellent finish for him. And your guy, Denny Hamlin, took third. Then there was David Reagan, Brian Vickers, Travis Quapple, however you say that name, it's a cockeyed one. Casey Mears, Ryan Newman, Clint Boyer, and then Dale Jr. came in 10th. So that wasn't bad. And of course, in our little pool that we have, my number 2 son, Danny, took the money. So, because his guy scored a little bit higher, he scored one higher than Junior. And my guy's so far down in Never Never Land, I think. But anyways, the standings right now are the Jeff Burton, he's still leading number 1. Then Kyle Busch, Dale Jr. in 3rd, Denny's up in 4th, Jimmy Johnson, Kevin Harvick, Clint Boyer, Greg Biffle, Tony Stewart, Carl Edwards, Ryan Newman, and Juan Montoya. With his great finish, he popped right up into 12th place.
Wow.
So he's in one of the top finishing places. Now, for those of you Jeff Gordon fans, oh well, it sucks to be you because Jeff Gordon's down in 14th.
Nice.
So he hasn't had really, and it's kind of bad because he is a good driver. He is excellent. He has good cars, but he just has not had the finishes this year. So Bruce says it's because he had a baby girl. Well, oh yeah, if he had a boy, he'd be winning. Yeah, right. Talk about a real
He
chauvinistic attitude there.
He might be.
But anyways, the race this week is going to be in Richmond. And doggone that Tommy for getting married at 6 o'clock in the evening on Saturday, because I'll tell you what, it's a Saturday night race, and if it were a morning wedding, we'd be in Richmond for the race.
Damn Skippy, we ain't gonna be too far away from Richmond. We gotta go there.
Yeah, we'll just tell him transfer the wedding up there. You know.
Just skip the wedding. You're only his mother.
Well, yeah, this is true. I'm only his mom. And I know my Amy Jo she's just like me. She said, we're going to DVR the race and we're going to watch it. I don't care about anybody else. So we'll get to see the race, but after the fact.
You could show it at the reception.
Good idea.
That's what I do.
Yeah, that's a thought. Hadn't thought about that one. That's a good one. Anyways, that's about all that's happening right now. We don't have a lot going on in NASCAR. It's been kind of mellow, like I said. But Richmond is a Saturday night race, so it should be a lot of fun. But anyways, I'm going to leave all of this to Bruce for next week because I'm going to be down there enjoying myself.
Well, we'll make out without you.
Oh, yeah. All right, we'll see you later.
Thanks, Andrea. And you watch, Denny Hamlin will win the championship this year. Only because I'm not in the pool. Right? Yeah. But, oh well. While Greg gets set up for the bunker segment, I'm going to introduce a guest tonight. And just so happens that once one brother got involved, the other brother wanted his time in the spotlight too. I have Tarzan's oldest boy, Jack Kays, with me tonight. How's it going, Jack?
Well, I'm a man first off, not a boy.
I forgot. I didn't notice the beard coming back in.
It's back, so you can consider me a man again.
All right.
But how you doing, Rick?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. I'm liking the set. I haven't been
Thanks.
on in a while, so you know.
Yeah, and you're working back in town.
I'm back in town. Yeah.
You spent the winter working at Pat's Peak.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Snowboarding.
Outdoor all the time.
Oh,
Snowboarding.
yeah.
Yep.
Can't complain.
That's awesome.
I love the cold, man.
But not quite as big an adventure as your buddy Jace.
No one can really top his adventure, man. He's got some crazy stories.
But I want to tell everybody, you called me at 20 after 5 tonight and said, Rick, I want to co-host your show with you. Meanwhile, I had already got done setting up.
Yep.
But we got a spot for you.
Yeah, I got my spotlight right now. This is probably my 15 minutes of fame. I'm enjoying it.
We probably won't give you 15, but
Oh,
we can
well,
give you
I don't know.
we can give you another 3 or 4 anyway. We don't want to cut any of your dad's time.
No, yeah. It's always talking about his time, but
Well, you know, but you had some things. You've been watching the news.
oh yeah, I've been keeping up on things, current events, some stuff happening in the world, man. I don't know about. So the Olympics. Have you been following that at all?
I haven't. You know, to be honest, lately the news has been boring me.
News is always boring. I usually go to sleep to the news. Like I'll just turn it on, pass out. But
That's pretty much what I do.
yeah, so I think a lot of people do that. It's a good way to fall asleep.
But now, as a young adult,
yeah,
what are you, 20, 21, 22?
20.
20, okay. What is the most worrisome in the world to you right now?
I would say elections coming up. That's who's going to be the president. Like what's going to happen down the road. I mean, whatever happens next is really what's going to determine the future and how my generation is going to be dealing with this war in Iraq, which Senator McCain says we're going to be another 100 years in
Right.
there. So, I mean,
And you apparently have never thought of joining the military.
no, I'm not a military kind of person. I'd rather just, I mean, if it was a worthy cause, but I don't think this whole Iraq war is a worthy cause. I don't agree with the reasons why we went in there. If there was any reasons, which I really don't think there were any reasons. Or
Well,
false allegations, yeah.
Those weapons of mass destruction.
Oh,
They had them.
yeah.
They just got rid of them before we got there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Conveniently, they're all gone.
Now, what about like gas prices? And I know you drive.
I drive, but I've been riding my bike lately.
I've noticed that your car's been at the house a lot
Oh,
when I
yeah.
show up there and you're not there.
It's been good, you know. Haven't been driving, so I don't have to spend $30 on filling up a tank, you know. It's outrageous.
Yes.
They're getting up there. They're getting way up there. It's crazy. And by the summer, what, $4 a gallon? Right?
That's what some people are saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's got, matter of fact, what did I saw today? $10.89 billion profit ExxonMobil reported for the first quarter of this year.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Zoom in.
Does that bother you?
This is something. All right. I was at class today, and I was talking to a couple people, and they were talking about a boycott that's going to happen tomorrow. No one drives. I'm talking like no one. You all stay in your. Take a bike. Walk. There's a bus.
How are people going to get their pizzas?
That's your problem. That's not my problem.
I'm just saying, I can't go a day without driving.
Well, you. I mean, that's your job. I mean, but
No,
if
I
you
don't
don't
work
have to
tomorrow.
drive- oh, then you
Tomorrow
don't
I
have to
drive for pleasure.
You don't need to drive.
I do.
Why?
I live at home, Jack.
Yeah, I live at home too. I got a bike.
Your parents aren't like my mother. No way. Your parents are way cooler than mine.
On
I
the
mean-
gas prices thing, I've been told the best way to reduce the gas prices, get their attention, and get them to drop them is not necessarily for everybody to stop driving for one day. It's to stop buying a particular company's gas, like Exxon.
Yeah.
If you stop buying ExxonMobil gas and start buying something else, then they're going to be forced to drop their prices, and the other companies are going to be forced to drop their prices to be competitive.
Ah, yes. You're right.
So, take the biggest one, ExxonMobil, and stop buying their fuel, and that can affect the gas prices.
And the graphic I saw when they were talking about this ExxonMobil profit thing, they broke it down. It's $121 million a day, or $84,000 a minute.
Wow, that's a lot
In
of money.
gasoline profit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an awful lot of money. And I mean, do you see yourself riding your bike forever to your job? I mean, it's fairly hard to be a high-paid executive, you know, suit and tie, briefcase kind of person riding a bicycle
Yeah.
back and forth to work
Oh yeah.
in the rain and the snow and, you know, I mean, so what can you do?
Compromise.
But, yeah,
That's
somehow
where
we've
it
got to
comes
make a
down to.
stand.
Yeah.
But
Invest into hybrids. You know.
demand that the car companies and the oil companies develop these other
Oil
other
companies.
vehicles.
They would lose money though. All their profits, their $122 million a day, would shrink down to like $100 million a day. And, whoa!
Yeah.
Suddenly, suddenly the CEOs are feeling the crunch of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, they're the ones that should be feeling the crunch. They're the ones stupid enough to own a gasoline, and you know, an oil company
Yeah, they're the smart ones. They got all the money though,
right now.
right now. So invest in solar or wind,
Solar or wind
hydrogen,
power.
hydrogen too.
But hydrogen is another thing that would have to be government controlled.
Yeah.
You know, there would have to be hydrogen filling stations where if you've got an electric car, you take it home and plug it in.
Yeah.
You don't need any infrastructure, you know, other than maybe a place, add charging stations at rest areas.
Hydrogen's more
on the highway.
volatile than gasoline.
Yeah.
Anybody remember the Hindenburg?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know.
Yeah, we'll just find a way for it not to explode into fire.
And we
fireball.
should have our flying cars like on the Jetsons by now, I thought, you know. This is the 21st century,
Yeah.
for God's sakes, and we should have our hovercrafts and our spaceships.
Eh, you would think that, but it's the oil companies stepping in once
Right.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I mean, as far as, I mean, we could probably drop the price of oil if the Army and Marines wouldn't use as many vehicles in Iraq. Because think of the amount of fuel that we're dumping into trucks to cross the desert over there in, and cruise around the desert and all the planes.
Yeah, I was thinking the other day, we had to make a lot of money off of this war. I mean, all this oil, it's worth a lot of money. Don't you think we would see some of that money kind of come back to us? Like, I just want to know who it's going to. Like, all the spoils of Iraq. Besides
That's a good
Halliburton,
question.
you know.
Halliburton and what's that other, it's the security team there, the
Blackwater?
Blackwater, yeah,
Yeah.
those guys, those kind of guys.
Supposedly they're disbanded or whatever. The government wants
Yeah.
to tell us, you know.
They just went under a different name.
Yeah. Blackwater's a pretty good name, though. I mean,
Yeah, it is.
Doobie Brothers had a song.
The Doobie Brothers had the Blackwater song, you're right.
That was a great song.
And it still is.
Yeah, right?
All right, I think we got Greg down in the bunker with your dad.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's been hanging down in there. And if Bruce is ready,
Probably dark and cold.
we'll take it down to the bunker, say hi to Tarzan. How's it going, brother?
What the hell's going on, Rick?
Wow, you're loud tonight, man.
Can you hear me tonight, Rick?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm really sorry to bring this number to you folks. 4,061 of our sisters and brothers died in this freaking holy war, Rick.
Yeah,
I'm mad as hell, Rick, and I don't know what to do.
it's up another 24.
I'm about to ready to stomp a mud hole into a mud hole. I'm so freaking sick of this war. I
Yep.
can't take it.
Yeah, there's
No.
nothing good coming out of it.
You see President Bush at the White House cracking jokes about the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. Honestly, Rick, I don't think he should be showing his face until this war is over. I think he should postpone all these award ceremonies at the White House. Forget about it. We're in a freaking war. This is the seventh month, deadliest month in the last 7 months. And this number's going to change, Rick. We're filming on the 1st. Tomorrow's the 2nd. The number's going to change. It's probably going to go up to 20. It doesn't make any sense to me, Rick. I'm really ticked off.
Yeah, no, something has to be done, buddy.
Excuse me. One thing I'm not ticked off about, Rick, is this cat right here, Bell Rogers, 60 to 128 years, you piece of crap, helping kill that cop in Manchester, Officer Briggs.
Oh, that's what he got? 60 to 121 years?
Yeah, and he had the audacity in court to mock the mother of the officer and of all the police officers sitting in the courtroom.
Whoa.
Do your time well, buddy, because it's nothing but hell for you.
I'm glad that's what he got.
Yeah, that's just one of the characters in this whole story. The other guy, he's still to be dealt with. You just don't take someone's life. You don't take an officer's life and think you're going to walk around and laugh and joke about it. But he happened to be doing that in court, which is really a disgrace.
Now, this is that Addison cat, right?
Beg your pardon, Rick?
Was this that Addison?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
That was Bell Rogers, his accomplice. And,
Oh, his
I guess They
accomplice.
had quite a spree there, 23 days of terror on their part.
Oh, okay, so it was the accomplice that got 60 to 120 years.
Yeah, they still haven't. See, they're having a hard time with this whole thing with the death penalty, which is ridiculous
Yeah,
as well.
yep.
Change the subject, Rick. 14 days from now, Center Ossipee, the Vietnam Memorial, the moving wall will be there. And if anybody can get to it, I don't know if I'm going to be able to. It's a bit of a ride, but I sure would like to get to it too. But if you get to it, it's about I think it's the 18th to the 24th. I'm not positive. But it's in that week time span of those dates. It's something you want to see. I think Greg said he's been to the wall in D.C., and I think he'd even said it brought him to his knees. Maybe I'm lying. Maybe I'm not.
Yeah, we should maybe talk about taking a trip up, buddy. We'll discuss that next week. Talk about me and you taking a ride over.
Center Ossipee? Yeah, that's a nice
Yeah.
ride, Rick. It's a good ride. It's a couple of whatever, but this memorial is just incredible. And this is all volunteers. Nobody's being paid to put this up or run the whole show. So
Right.
this is a massive undertaking by the town of Center Ossipee. They should be loaded with people. In fact, you should probably see everybody up there from Rolling Thunder to maybe the freaking Hells Angels. Who knows? You know, this week's Stop the Madness, Rick, has got to go to George W. Bush. You got to get us out of this holy war. I know you're not. You're nothing but a lame duck president right now. And then what else can old man Tarzan do but sit here and complain? You know, I hope the heck I see 53, let alone Abby Hoffman hitting 102. How the heck did that happen, Rick? The father of LSD hits 102 years old. That's just incredible. I'd like to know what he did to reach that goal. I'm looking forward to finding out. Maybe not, you know, it's all up and above, but I'm sure he was taking some vitamins, but sounds like it's all good. I don't have anything else profound tonight, Rick. I felt like I had to get that off my chest about George W. Bush. And with that, Rick, Tarzan's out of here, man.
All right, brother. Thanks, man.
Thank you, Rick.
And the clock on the wall. 6:30. It is time. In case you have to turn your eyes from the TV screen, go to the bathroom, get a new beer, twist a fatty. Here's our musical interlude, a band called Hollow Road.
Oh, nevermore.
I can't think straight. I need to medicate. I can't see you anymore. Wish I was floating far away from here, so far away, nevermore.
Jealousy, pain pouring down like the rain does. Never find again, it's lost like true love. Need to find a place to lay my head. Need to find a place to turn up dead. Jealousy, pain pouring down like the rain does. Never find again, it's lost like true love. Need to find a place to lay my head. Need to find a place to turn up dead.
Need you by my side, need to find a place where I can hide. People are rejecting me, got away, now you're faxing me out.
Jealousy, pain pouring down like the rain does. Never find again, it's lost like true love. Need to find a place to lay my head. Need to find a place to turn up dead. Jealousy, pain pouring down like the rain does. Never find again, it's lost like true love. Need to find a place to lay my head. Need to find a place to turn up dead.
Death comes on a swift wing. Listen to his song, listen to him sing. Listen for the knock upon your door. Listen for the sweet song, nevermore.
Jealousy, pain pouring down like the rain does. Never find again, it's lost like true love. Need to find a place to lay my head. Need to find a place to turn up dead. Jealousy, pain pouring down like the rain does. Never find again, it's lost like true love. Need to find a place to lay my head. Need to find a place to turn up dead. Jealousy, pain pouring down like the rain does. Never find again, it's lost like true love. Need to find a place to lay my head. Need to find a place to turn up dead. Jealousy, pain pouring down like the rain does. Never find again, it's lost like true love. Need to find a place to lay my head. Need to find a place to turn up dead.
Thank you guys for Hollow Road.
Thank you so much.
All right, Hollow Road.
Hollow Road, yeah. That was from Kelly's Cause, Battle of the Bands. Another one. That was one of the ones I was running the handheld camera for. And that was one of the younger bands, all originals. I don't think Bruce and Andrea cared for the style of music, but you know, I'll play. I want to play a little slice of everything. Where do I want to start? Let's start with this. All over network TV this week, people have been talking about Miley Cyrus and her little photo shoot with Vanity Fair magazine and how horribly disgusting and wrong it was. The photos were taken by Annie Leibovitz, who is a world-renowned photographer for very edgy, racy photos. I didn't see the whole spread. I just saw the 2 photos they were showing on one of the TV stations. I didn't see anything wrong with it, really. Granted, she's a 15-year-old girl, but let's remember, this is a 15-year-old girl who is a Hollywood star, and just like all the rest, she goes on TV and she's portraying a teenager, but she's portraying a teenager who's well advanced. And she doesn't act like a 15-year-old girl. She's not playing with Barbie dolls and figuring out what she's going to do with her pom-poms in the new cheerleading routine. She's talking about touring and parties and very adult-oriented situational comedy on her show Hannah Montana. And of course her father, Billy Ray Cyrus, is in one of the photos with her. And the ladies on The View were talking about that it didn't look right. But I mean, you could look at it in a sexual way like that it's a horribly, sexual picture, or you could look at it like it's a very close father and daughter. Both fully clothed. I believe he's kind of leaned back and she's kind of like laying across in his arms. I mean, it's a great picture of both of them. What nobody seems to be mentioning is that, again, I know I say this all the time, this is not the first time. You think back to the 1970s, a movie came out called Taxi Driver with Robert De Niro. And a young 13-year-old Brooke Shields was cast as a 13-year-old prostitute. She was dressed in little short shorts and high-heeled sandals and little half top, and everybody screamed. And what was the other one? Pretty Baby that she did when she was a young girl. And it was a story of a little teenage prostitute. People were up in arms that it was going to ruin her career, and oh my God, how can you portray this? Well, you know something? It's out there. There are 13-year-old prostitutes in this world. Think about that. Don't push people away and say, oh my God, don't look at that because it's horrible. Say, look at that because it's horrible, and then do something about it. That's all. I mean, I don't think this will hurt Miley Cyrus's career. I think it's going to push her into that teenage group, where, I mean, it used to be young teenagers like that would read Tiger Beat magazine, or what are some of the other ones, 16 Love, or any of those teenage fan-based magazines where they've got all the little hunks and the little hotties, and you sit there as a little kid and drool. But teenage boys these days are more advanced. By the time a kid's 10 years old, he's already seen the Playboy. And who wants to look at what 16-year-old kid wants to look at a girl sitting in a photo shoot with turtlenecks and ski pants and all that? No. Not when he can walk through the halls of his high school and see girls with the low-cut tops and the skirts that are too short. And, And your stars, you want, it's a good old Keene High School. Your stars, you want your stars to have that edge of sexiness, and, especially that's what we're pushing on our kids, the image. And if you've got an image that, yes, you're a very sexy girl, even though you're 15 years old. When you're 25, you're going to be smoking, and it's a good thing her daddy's Billy Ray Cyrus. Probably got a closet full of guns and he ain't afraid to use them, I mean, kids grow up, and in that 14 to 17 year range, man, I don't know. You can't tell kids, look, this is wrong. Kids will figure out what's wrong and right on their own. You just have to set examples. I don't know. What else did I hear? Here's a good example. I heard yesterday, John Daly's wife, John Daly the golfer, his wife had an affair with Roger Clemens. How this fits in with the whole steroid investigation, I don't know. But apparently he did steroids and John Daly's wife. I think she had an affair with him because Clemens had bigger balls, personally, and less dimples. I'm sorry, Andrea. I did. Thanks. No, and it was immediate. That came to me immediately when I saw that story. They flashed it on the news that Daly's wife had an affair, and I went, I bet it's because he had bigger balls.
That's only because you got a twisted mind.
Yeah, I do. What else? Here's something else twisted. And Jack told me he heard this today too, but Andrea, you said you had got this in an email. It talks about the tax rebates, the stimulus checks that we're all going to be getting. Some, I believe, already have gotten it, because last night was like slam jamming busy at Athens, and I figured it's probably a bunch of them stimulus things hit the banks. So as everybody heard, we're going to be getting this tax rebate check to stimulate the economy. Now, here's the thing: if you spend the money at Walmart, all the money is going to go to China. If we spend it on gas, it'll go to the Arabs. If we buy computers, it goes to India, because all the computers are made in India these days. If you buy fruits and vegetables, Honduras and Guatemala gets our stimulus money. If you purchase a good car, the money will go to Japan or Korea. And if you purchase other useless stuff, most of the money will go to Taiwan. And none of it will help the American economy. There is one way, though, that you can spend your stimulus check and keep the money right here in the United States. Yard sales. Yard sales. Yard sales are the only businesses actually owned, operated, and American people benefit from the money that they earn. Now, see, a lot of the beer is from overseas, too. Prostitutes, though, I mean, yeah. Spend your stimulus money on prostitutes. American prostitutes. That's all. None of these foreign... Don't look at me like that, Andrea. That was Greg. That was Greg, and he was probably prompted by Bruce saying something over the comm. I'm just saying.
She would hear me and she would hit me.
Spend your money on Americans. That's all I'm saying. There's very few things that you can do to spend your money, but yard sales, that's the way. Oh, I was going to mention it last week and I completely forgot. I've been driving up and down Court Street for the past 2 weeks looking at this and trying to figure out. Directly across from Prospect Street on Court Street, there's a telephone pole with a free sign on it and nothing else around it. You know how I like free stuff. I'm trying to think of how to move it. But as soon as I can figure out how to get that thing out of here, it's mine. But it's free, apparently, but for 2 weeks, I've looked at that free sign and that telephone pole and expected to see, oh, I don't know, even an empty box underneath the telephone pole, but nothing. And I didn't notice anything, just one day the sign was on the pole. So, I don't know, maybe it's the sign that's free. They're just teasing me. They know how I like free signs. Anyway, that was kind of stupid. What else is going on? I was approached a couple people last night I delivered to that told me they watched the show. More people that watched the show. More viewers, yeah. And the one lady says, "You talk about anything on your show?" And I said, "Yeah." She says, "You should talk about this." She kept me there talking for maybe 15 minutes. She doesn't like the way people drive around here. They drive too fast. They go into the roundabout in the wrong lanes, don't know where they're going, no turn signals.
I can't stand the way people drive around here neither.
You're right. I said,
Drive
well,
me
I've
nuts.
already visited that situation, but I'll go back and talk about it some more. But yeah, people drive like idiots. And as a delivery driver, when I leave Athens with my pizza, I know where I'm going, how I'm going, what lane I'm going to be in at all times, and where I'm going to turn, where I'm going to signal, you know, the whole 9 yards. My trip is planned. I'm pretty sure your trip this weekend is planned, Bruce, isn't it?
Yes, it is. We have a plan before we leave the house.
You've got like either Trip Pack or something from AAA or one of those.
We own a map,
You own a map. All right.
and I know how
So-
to use it.
All right, yeah. But can you fold it back up? Oh, wait, they make maps that you don't even have to fold up anymore, don't they? Fold them shut. This is kind of funny. Out of the strange news briefs. Out in Oregon, I guess a bunch of students at a Portland high school have started shaving vertical lines in their eyebrows. Have you ever heard of this, Jack?
No, but that sounds like a gang thing.
And that's what they're thinking is gang stuff. Apparently, it's a trend made popular by hip hop star Soulja Boy.
Who?
Neither.
I don't even know who this guy is.
Hold on. It's like West Coast. West Coast.
West Coast.
Apparently. Oh, that's a West Coast. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I can't do that. I'd be.
Oh, you get shot.
Yeah. Anyway, the school officials say the mark looks like gang symbol. And the administrators are telling students with the shaved lines that they can't come back to school until they've shaved their entire eyebrows off. Yeah. 4 students have been sent home. 1 returned with a bandage covering the shaved brow. Police say gangs have co-opted the trend for their own use, with 1 gang members marking themselves by shaving 1 line into an eyebrow and 3 lines into the other to symbolize 13. We don't dictate policy for schools, a gang enforcement team guy said. We just tell them what we see the latest trends are. This is the way for them to identify each other. In a school setting, it intimidates other kids. So one junior, 17-year-old kid with 1 vertical line shaved down his brow says he isn't in a gang and shaved the lines to look cool and impress girls. Yeah. But he says he'd be humiliated he'd have to shave his brows off.
Whatever happened to a simple bandana, Rick?
Why can't we just wear bandanas anymore?
A simple bandana? I mean, what did you do anything like crazy to impress girls?
Well, I didn't shave lines in my eyebrows, but lightning bolt in my head.
You did the lightning bolts on your head, really?
Oh no, just one big one, right down the middle.
Wow.
You know, like steal your face.
You're kind of a freak, aren't you?
I stole her soul, man.
Wow.
Yeah. Shit, that was a good night.
Damn, Jack. So when you shaved it?
No, yeah. Buzzed it so it'll grow back real fast.
Wow.
Let's see. You know how it's short right now? You know, it
Yeah.
used to be long. Yeah.
Yeah, you were getting quite, I mean, I hate to say it, but you were starting to look a little nappy-headed.
Nappy.
Nappy-headed. Yeah.
It's long hair. You know?
And so, now, why all of a sudden did you just, I mean, it was weird, because I walked in that one day, and you came out, and you, like, short hair, no beard,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. That was a nice change.
Why?
I was running, and then I was like, damn, man, it's hot. And, like, my hair was, like, everywhere. It was long.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't long as yours hair, right? I can't. It takes time, man.
So just basically for a change, and because you started running?
Summer came. Or at least it felt like it came, and then it left for a little bit, then it came back real.
Yeah, it's coming and going, coming and going. It's weird that way, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's cool, man.
Yeah.
So, no, I don't know, if you're going to impress a girl, I don't know. Don't buy her anything, because, as a matter of fact, we saw a commercial today. What was it? Dairy Queen, right, Andrea? If you haven't seen this commercial with Dairy Queen, with the girl and her mother walks in and the mother orders 2 sundaes, and a little girl, she can't be more than 10 or 11, says, just make it 1, Mom. And they go over and they sit down at the seat, and the next scene shows one of the Dairy Queen waiters coming over with a sundae to the little girl saying, this is from the gentleman in the corner booth. And it's another like 10-year-old kid, and they're both like grinning at each other. And the little girl says, it's like, she looks at her mother and says, it's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Saw that ad. I was just like, what the?
I mean, that's teenage prostitution right there. That's the beginning of the thought processes for teenage prostitution. Yes, I'm a little girl, and if I look hot enough, that little boy over there will buy me stuff.
She's flaunting her stuff. I don't think she has anything to flaunt. She's only 10.
It's only 10. Yeah. But I mean, that's the mindset with these commercials.
It's the mindset of American culture.
Yeah. Now, what can we do?
Uh,
All right. Are we down to like 6 minutes, 7 minutes? I want to go through this because the Monadnock Shopper News came out with its Best of Monadnock 2008 Reader's Choice Awards this week. And it has everything, restaurants. Let's cover a few of them as far as nightlife. Best, not much really, best music venue. And there were 34 different music venues received votes. But the top 3 were McHugh's, was number 1. The Colonial Theater was number 2.
Colonial's number 2.
Colonial's number 2.
Over McHugh's.
Wait till
McHugh's
you
number 1.
hear this one.
I don't even
Wait till
know what
everybody
list
hears this one. Number 3, best music venue in the area. Pelto's.
What the hell is Pelto?
Pelto's, Greg, you know who Pelto's is. Pelto's is it used to be a slaughterhouse. It's an old barn,
Nice.
and they have country bands up there every weekend, and it's a bring your own alcohol.
Really?
You pay a cover charge, you go in with your own alcohol. Of course, not you, because you're only 20.
Yeah.
But you could still get in.
Yeah.
You just couldn't drink. You could go in with a 6-pack of soda and watch the band and do your thing,
I
man.
don't think I'd bring soda into a concert.
But
Maybe.
it used to be a really great place to go out for a Saturday night.
So whatever happened to it? Why isn't it in mainstream anymore?
It is.
I
It's
just
still
saw it.
mainstream, but they only open on Saturday nights.
Yeah.
It's in Troy.
Oh, that's why.
It's up on East Hill in Troy, way out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
But in fact, I used to go up and I'd take a couple 6-packs of beer with me, and I'd always overdo it. So I'd leave the place when they closed, stop at my trunk, open my trunk, grab my sleeping bag, jump in the car, get in my sleeping bag, and stay till morning.
There you go.
Cops never bothered me or anything. I just figured it was kind of responsible.
Yeah. Nowadays, that's not good. You can't
No,
do that.
no. How about sports bar? Best sports bar. 18 different sports bars received votes. The gold went to Callie's. Number 2 was McHugh's. And number 3 was Lob and Lager.
I think.
The beer selection. 27 different places received votes for the best beer selection. Number 1 was Elm City Restaurant and Brewery. Number 2 was Blue Trout Grill. And number 3 went to McHugh's. McHugh's actually
McHugh's
had got a
on top.
lot. Yeah. Yeah, they had a lot. If you're not into bars, but you're into martinis, best martini menus, 14 different places received votes, with number 1 being 21.
21 sells martinis.
Yep.
It's kind of like a party bar.
Number 2 is Tony Clamato's,
Nice.
and number 3 is the Blue Trout.
Blue Trout's back on there. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Best local bands. The number 1 best local band, 25 different bands received votes. The number 1 was the Nines. Number 2 was Tomfoolery.
Yeah, Tom Foolery's good.
And number 3 is Jonathan Scott and the Blazing Hearts. Let me get 2. I had 2 that I really wanted to do because pizza. Since I'm a delivery driver, I should be informed as to who the best pizza in Keene is. 28 different places received votes. Number 3 was Cheshire Village Pizza. Number 2 was Amici's. And the favorite pizza in the Monadnock region 2008, Athens. Of course. I wouldn't work anyplace else. And I also saw the best tattoo body piercing shop. Number 3 was Anaconda. Number 2 was Dermatat. And number 1 sponsors this show, Mom's Tattoo.
We're proud of you, moms.
I believe George was actually the very first tattoo shop in Keene.
Really?
Yes. Banks. The favorite bank, the second favorite bank was TD Bank North, even though they've been robbed so many times. But I mean, they did everything from tire store to shoe store to florist, toy store, camera shops. The worst road in Keene. I saw that. I wish I could find all of
Upper
them.
Main Street.
No, it's the worst one is Court Street.
Fourth Street's pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could find the rest of them. But I
It's on-
can't, of course.
It's on Roxbury.
Worst road, there it is.
Cool.
Number 2 is West Street, and number 3 is Route 12 South. There were 73 different roads that received votes. So we've got some pretty bad roads out there.
Now, is that traffic-wise or just maintain-wise? Like,
It just says worst. And now this is put out by the shopper, so
Yeah.
it's a poll that the shopper does, and people that read the shopper vote. And you'll probably notice that a lot of the winners in there probably have hardcore advertising contracts with the shopper. But you know, it's kind of neat if you get a chance. And they do put out a ballot thing every year. They did a best radio personality. They did not do a best Cheshire TV show. They didn't do a best TV personality. So I don't know. I want to thank my crew, Greg and Bruce and Andrea and Rob. I want to thank Tarzan for his bunker segment. I want to thank Jack for being here. Maybe you can come back again. I want to thank Cheshire TV. Up next on No Spin with Randy and Chris, Court Lundquist, Director of Public Works, talking about all the public works stuff, potholes and stuff. Till next week. Peace.